You know, our vision will not change, which is to be the best program in the state of Missouri. I mean, we're going to be successful because of the way that we practice, the way that we work, the way that we play, and that's what's going to make folks proud at the end of the day, and that's why we play football. Anyway, we got great kids, man, and that's probably the best part of this whole thing. Play the very best that we can play, no matter who we play, because at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do, is give our best, regardless of who we're playing, and I thought our kids did that. And, you know, you have no idea how much it helps the kids, you know, when the fans are behind them and the students are into it, you know, so I just ask that they show up and let's be ready to go. You know what, I mean, if you approach life from the standpoint of, I want to be the very best I can be today and don't worry about tomorrow and don't worry about yesterday, you know, it kind of works itself out. I mean, they're coaching their butts off every single day, every single minute to put the best product they can put out there. And we're going to have kids that are going to compete. Like, they're going to go out there and compete their butts off, you know, and sometimes that's good enough, sometimes it's not. But what we have to do is do the fundamental things that's good for us, and that's hang on to the ball, try to have some big plays, be good in special teams. You know, like the objectives that it takes to win football, that's what we're working on every single day. Anybody that's ever been a competitor loves to compete. You know, like I can't wait for them to get in there, you know, and let's see how our kids perform.
Again. Nixa football. Are you ready to fight? Flip on the lights. It's Friday night.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. Man, big victory this week, Coach. Well, I'm going to get to the sponsors in just a minute, but I want to go ahead and have you do the honors here on the Signorama sign. We're going to add another big W on this sign tonight. What was the score, everybody?
21-10.
21-10. Coach, that's a 2 and then a 1 and then a dash. We got it on there. Very good. Congratulations, guys. Great job. Great effort. We do have some fine sponsors to help us make this happen for the football team, our coaches show, and of course all the proceeds from the Touchdown Club does go right back into the program somehow, some way. Big thanks to our fans at Jenkins CPA. Vance is actually manning the producing jobs tonight from Jenkins CPA, so Vance Jenkins with us. Also our host here at Big Whiskey's. Guys, enjoying your service and your food tonight? I better hear you all give big tips, okay? Please give a big tip to them tonight. We appreciate them feeding our coaches and our players who are on the show tonight. We'll be announcing Coach later, our Player of the Week, courtesy of our newest sponsor here, and that is Price Cutter. Rob's here tonight with us, our local Price Cutter. Locally owned and employee owned. I think it's an important fact about our local Price Cutter. I was in there the other day and got a juicy steak, and somebody here tonight is going to win a big steak. Coach, I got to tell you a story about my John Deere mower. It gets better. Can I tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to take it into Greg last week, and he did his thing, got it up and running, tuned up, took it out this weekend, had some stuff to get ready down at our farm, our deer camp is what it does. And lo and behold, it did great. Awesome and amazing. Got up, some wire has melted somewhere because I ran it too hot. Died on me again. And guess where my John Deere's at right now? Greg's Mower Shop, right here in Nixa. Fine sponsor. He'll be introducing you right now because it is time to, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to tell you though, like I've got a couple of yard guys. They're actually here. I got Jackson Teeter and Casey Hammett.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Like if you want to keep from tearing up your motor, let them do your yard and they'll take care of it.
I've got it down there in my secret hiding spot where I like to go deer hunting, Coach. I just don't like to tell everybody where that's at. So
yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea because Jackson come down there.
Jackson will be down there trying to get a big old buck out of there. But we do appreciate Greg's Mower Shop, and he is our welcome Coach Perry moment here. Coach, I just want to go right into the second half and just lead me up. We know we came out a little flat. Republic was ready to play. Give them credit, all their players and coaches. Way to be prepared for our team. Everybody wants to know, what's the big question? What did you say to the players at halftime to get us sparked up for that second half victory?
You know what? You would probably be surprised, as they probably were surprised, because I probably said a few more things last week than I did this week. But you know, like I really said, you know, we got them right where we want them. You know, and I kind of felt like we did because we had not performed very well. We were down 10 points, and it was kind of exciting inside to see a little adversity happen and see what happens, because that's something that we preach all the time. So, I was excited to see that. On Friday night, I'm just like a lot of you all. I'm a football fan.
Right.
So when it wasn't going the way it should have been going or the way we wanted it to go, what's going to happen? How can we change it around? And, I thought we had them right where we wanted them, because they were over there, obviously thinking that they had won the game, but somebody forgot to tell them that the last 4 quarters.
We had 24 more minutes of play.
We weren't celebrating, but we were okay and ready to go.
Well, Coach, you and I were talking off camera before the show started, and you think you had about 10 yards offense in the first half, and we ended up with 458 total yards of offense, and because of that second half, and it started right off the bat. Tell me about this play with Spencer Ward just coming right out of the gate.
Spencer's a really fast guy. I went to a camp this summer at Mizzou, and one of their coaches called and told me he was the second fastest kid there as a 10th grader. And, he does a really good job of making one guy miss, and then he just runs. Speed is speed, and he gives us a really big play that we really needed at that point in time in the game to kind of spark us. And, once he gets out in the open, there's not too many folks that's going to catch him. And the first guy is normally not going to tackle him.
Coach, this isn't a play that we've been running this play all night.
Yes, and we had not probably been blocking it as well as we did right there, because in the first half we were missing one guy every single time. We would miss one guy at the point of attack. We were one block or 1 yard or one something away in the first half from doing the exact same thing we did in the second half. It just didn't bounce our way, and sometimes it don't go your way. And thank the good Lord that it went our way in the second half.
Well, we end up having some other great plays that happened throughout the game, some good rushes. We're going to show a couple of the TD passes that were also crucial. But here's Spencer again, picking up 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. And we ended up with a pretty good average. We had on the ground, Spencer ended up with 8 carries and 145 yards, and of course a big touchdown. In the air the other night, Connor Knetzel ended up 7 for 14, 50% completion rate, but still 155 yards and 2 big touchdown passes. So your offense really stepped up, and then your defense on top of that shut them down to a point where they were scoreless the rest of the game.
Well, in the first half, the defense kept us in the ball game, and they not done what they done, played as hard as they played. They played 81 snaps on the night, and we played 30. So they were out there all night long battling, and we did have some issues getting them off the field, and but we were getting the ball turned over so fast on offense that those guys were wore out. But they gave us a chance to win the game by only giving up 10 points in the first half, and then obviously a shutout in the second half.
Well, I tell you what's fun to watch here is we're going to watch these 2 passes here, one to Combs and one to Riley Michelle. And I think this one here is the Combs play. Coach, I look at it close. Is his knee down?
Oh, sure it is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
One thing we talk to our guys about all the time, these officials, these referees are 100% human. They make mistakes for us and against us, and at this point in time in the game, there had probably been a few things that had went against us. So I thought Kel did a great job of at least knowing that they're human, and if he didn't hear a whistle, take off.
Yeah.
It's not our fault they didn't call it down. What he did was finish the play, because we talk about playing all the way through the whistle, and he did a great job of selling that.
This is a great play here. This is the Riley Michelle play, and
I'll tell you what. And most of y'all watch the football play, but I showed these clips to our team, and what I watch is the sideline. The wide view of that, the way everybody's excited, the way everybody's jumping. I think this is the same play.
It is.
Ramon is the first guy down the field. You'll watch Ramon run into the end zone down here.
Ramon's
going to be the first one.
Oh, he's on the sideline. I got you. Yeah.
He's on the sideline, but he's running really fast. But it's just awesome to see our guys support each other, in the body language and the excitement. And, there were some guys, you'll see Ramon with his bucket cap on right there. He meets him all the way, which he's not supposed to be down there, right? Because he's way out of the box. But, it's fun for us to see our guys support each other, man. That's what it's all about, is to be as excited about your teammates as you are for yourself. And, I think even in that clip right there, Jordy had a tough night. I kind of got onto him pretty good. But if you go back and watch from about the 40-yard line in, Jordan Turner is chasing holding one up in the air and as excited for Riley and our team as anybody was. And I think that's the great thing about football. I think it gives us a chance to root for other people and root for our kids and our team. And I was really proud to see that.
So, Coach, the game's over. It's a big victory. We're going to talk about our guest coach here in a few minutes. But I'm more curious is when you as coaches got a chance to sit down and just kind of recap about what happened in Republic the other night, what were some of the comments coming from some of your other coaching staff?
I think they were all grateful. They were grateful that, we were able to get out of there with a win because I thought Republic played really well. They played hard. Their kids got after it. It was a big game for them because, you think about, it's like I told our kids this week, what if I went to, Ozark or Republic or I went somewhere else to coach, how hard do you think they would play just to show me? You know what I'm saying? It's like those kids had extra incentive and they played their tails off. So I think our guys were relieved, and we're still, we're honestly trying to figure out how to be the best we can be every single day. We go back Sunday and we start evaluating every position. If we got somebody better, is there somebody that needs to change positions? We want to win the game on the Friday of Thanksgiving, called the 6A state championship game. And until we feel like we're good enough, we're not going to quit trying. So it's hard to, we celebrated that night, but then, Saturday morning we're back to work.
Done a big play there. That's the Spencer Ward interception late in the game. All around a great night for our sophomores stepping up in the second half, and really a team effort. And we're going to highlight a couple of players coming up in a few minutes. But first up, after the break, we're going to hear from an assistant coach. He's your quarterback coach, Todd Smith. He came from Republic. Tell me a little bit more about your coach.
Well, we kind of got lucky and picked up Coach Smith and Coach Baldwin from Republic, and since day one, since he's been here, he's been an absolute treasure. Great football coach, but also a really great human being. So we are blessed, and I know, I've been there. I've been where they are, having to, go back and play that school that you left, and that's tough. So we were hoping that we were going to beat them by a lot. So maybe the night wasn't as exciting as it should have been, but we were able to get a win, for Coach Smith and Coach Baldwin, and it was Coach Smith's birthday. And then not only that,
that's fun.
Was it your mom or stepmom? Who was it that won? Okay, now his mom buys a raffle ticket for half a cow and wins. What a great night for the Smiths, right? It's unbelievable. We beat Republic, mom wins a cow, and it's his birthday.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going to find out. Got a couple seniors, Michael Turner, and we've got,
Isaac
Frazier. I went blank there.
Isaac, did you bring your
He's
guitar?
here. He's right here. Where's number 12? So we'll meet with him coming up after this message from Jenkins CPA right here at the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. And once again, welcome back to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. Again, big thanks to our sponsors here tonight. We got Jenkins CPA. You just saw a message for them. Also, Price Cutter. We'll find out who that player of the week is. Big Whiskey's American Bar and Grill right here in Nixa, which we're going to talk about how this is going to be a cool fundraiser for Lisa Lee's coming up later tonight. Greg's Mower Shop, appreciate all their support. And if you want more information on how you can support the Nixa Touchdown Club, which, Coach, it supports the Nixa football team. We don't go out and Vance doesn't run down to the casino on the weekends with the money and gamble, so he doesn't do that. Yeah, right? So we do want to welcome our new coach to Nixa football. He's obviously, this is his first year with the program. Assistant coach, quarterback coach, Todd Smith. Please welcome him to the Touchdown Club and to Nixa football. Coach, it's always something when a coach comes from another program and you get to go back into that. We watch it like on, it's always interesting like on NFL or, you know, they're always saying, oh, Tom Brady's going back to New England or, you know, some new coaches going back to Green Bay for the first time. What was it like for you to go back to Republic the other night as a Nixa Eagle instead of a Republic Tiger?
Well, I tell you, it was kind of like being in the twilight zone. And there was a lot leading up to it, and I was fortunate enough to be able to speak with the defense before the game. And, you know, I didn't want to let on that it was any more important than what it was to me, but it was a different game. And they really, since day one, since I got here, like Coach Perry said, it's been awesome. They've been great. They made me feel like I was part of the family for several years. And so being over there and playing against a team that I've been part of for the last 20 years of my life.
You were there 20 years.
Yeah. This is my 31st year coaching. Then I spent 20 years at Republic, and I told them that before the game, the defense. I said, boy, 20 years is a long time. You know, you build a lot of relationships, but you know, I feel like the Lord works in mysterious ways, and He had a bigger plan for me, and I ended up the place I was supposed to be, and I'm excited to be here. And you know, it was kind of an emotional discussion for me before the game with the kids, and I'm an emotional guy, and it was. I can't tell you how important it was for me for them to welcome me the way they did. And I went back in May when I first got hired and talked to Coach Perry at the school, and walked around the grounds and watched them work out outside on the practice field. And I remember like it was yesterday, Coach Perry introduced me as a new assistant, new hire, and about 10 of the players came up to me, introduced themselves, shook my hand, and looked me in the eye.
Wow.
And said, Coach, we're glad to have you. And I'm telling you what, in today's world, people, that's an uncommon characteristic. So if I'm a parent of a Nixa football player, I'm very proud of that. Because there's not a lot of young men that will shake their hand firmly, look in your eye, and tell you that you're glad to be here. And considering the situation that I was just coming out of, that was, I tell you, it was something else. I was really, really
very glad to have you here at Nixa High School, and you guys are doing a great job defensively. You're with, of course, Coach Whitmore is the defensive coordinator, but you've got the secondary here. And as we know, you get a good passer in high school. It can be an effective weapon for an offense for high school football. You've got a big job here. You shut them down that second half. And a lot of big plays, I think that's the fumble recovery there. But tell me, I mean, we had some players with some big numbers the other night. Jaden Aiden ended up with 16 tackles, Cody Breeden 13, Michael Turner 11, 2 sacks, Perez had 7 tackles. Not a lot, but you've got not a lot of guys get to the secondary because of that front line. But how do you prepare the quarterbacks in the secondary each and every week for a game, especially against a team that can throw?
Well, our approach, obviously does vary week to week, and our approach for this week is going to be quite a bit different than what it was for last week, because Republic's not necessarily a team that's really known for throwing football. But the situation they put you in is when they do throw it, typically it's play action game, and you've got to be really disciplined in the secondary. Your cornerbacks have to have their eyes in the correct places and not get hung out to dry and turn something loose over the top. Because I tell the corners all the time, I said, here's the deal. And this is not a shot at defensive tackles at all, because we all know where the game's going. It's up front. But a defensive tackle misses a tackle at level 1 and gives up a couple yards. No one really sees that except for the coach. But if you're a cornerback and you get smoked over the top in the for a touchdown in the fourth quarter, everybody in their dog season understands. So you've got to have a really short memory, but you've also got to be very disciplined playing the secondary.
Well, and we had 3 turnovers on the defense the other night. So we had one, I think it was on a punt return. We recovered a fumble, and then we had a normal fumble, and then 1 interception by Spencer Ward, who was doing double duty that second half.
Right. Like I said, you got to be disciplined playing defensive back, and we were late in the game with Spencer Mayheder's interception. We were trying to close the door on him, and we were playing kind of a prevent coverage, cover 4 look, and Spencer did a great job of staying over the top of the receiver and making a block football.
Coach, we know Neosho may not be as tough a challenge as we have coming up in the near future, but we've got some teams coming up that are going to throw the ball against you, and I trust now that I feel like you're going to have our players ready to go. So we appreciate all your hard work as our coach here. But before we go here, real fast, I wanted to ask one more question. Okay, we have the Trenchmen, we have Waffle House for the receivers, Wickwar's Mafia. Any name for the secondary?
Well, I call the corners. When we bring them in together, we break down the word stones because we're the cornerstones of the defense.
Okay.
Because when you break down, you say 1, 2, 3 corners. It just sounds kind of lame.
Yeah, sounds like corner.
So, and I can't really. I didn't tell them this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and come clean. Coach Richardson coaches the secondary with me. He coaches the safety team. I was telling him, man, we got to come up with a different name to break down. He goes, what about? You guys are cornerstones. Why don't you break down something like that? I'm like, well, okay, that's a good idea.
There it is.
I'll take all the credit for it. But
the Stones, the secondary, I like it. Hey, real quick here, give me an overview of, you've got one of your cornerbacks on here, number 12, Issac Frazier. And then, of course, we got a linebacker, Michael Turner. Tell us about what you know about these two players and give me an introduction for these guys coming up after the break.
Well, obviously, I know a lot more about Issac because I coach him every day. But Michael's a very physical kid. I've been real impressed with him since I came over, from Republic where I was before. Really impressed with his physicality. And when I was getting ready to possibly get the job over here last year, I watched some film of their games from last year, and he stuck out as being a really physical player. As a defensive coach, physicality is really important to you. And I know he's coming off an injury, and he played really well the other night. I know he's really glad to be back. And then Isaac's a unique young man due to the fact that he's probably one of the nicest guys you can meet off the field. I'm trying to rough him up a little bit, maybe get him a little more fired up when he gets out there, because I told him, you'll be the nicest guy in the world. You get between those lines, you have a little bit of an edge, so hopefully that starts coming out in him. But I think it's because he's played over on the soft side of the ball over there on offense all his life.
Another one of those
he's a quarterback.
defense.
He's a quarterback all his life, so he's used to get his picture taken, and the old Heisman thing, like Knitzel over there. And so you got to rough him up a little bit. Maybe he'll take off on that soon.
Well, we're going to meet those two seniors and find out who our Price Cutter Player of the Week is right after this message from your local Price Cutter right here in Nixa. We'll be right back here at the Coaches Show.
It's so important that Price Cutter gives back to the community, not just in the schools, but throughout the entire community.
Well, that's kind of always been our mission statement from our leadership is, we use the tagline, where you shop matters, and I think this is the proof, and we practice what we preach, and where you shop matters, because we're involved in the community, our managers live in the community, and we're involved in the chamber, and it's just a very important piece to keep supporting the people that support us.
Yeah, it is kind of neat, and of course we're showing some clips here of the store a little bit, and we've seen a lot of improvements over the last year or two. What are some of the major things different that we're going to find inside of our Price Cutter store here in Nixa?
Tremendous amount of variety. We pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop where you can find everything you want, and this was just another addition of now you can buy your Nixa gear along with your green beans and your fresh seafood and your fresh meat and produce. So
well, it's funny. My daughter just popped in a while ago, and I bought her some sushi. So you can get sushi here at Price Cutter in Nixa. So you guys know where Price Cutter is. I'm sure they come and visit the Starbucks, right? They always love to come to see the Starbucks. But, their meat selection is fantastic, a great selection of produce, fresh food. The store always looks clean. It's always faced. It's just a fantastic representation that we have right here in Nixa. And, Rob, we appreciate all the support. You and Mr. Taylor, I see he's back here, the president of the company, and all that they've done for Nixa over the years. So, guys, if you want more Nixa gear, stop by Price Cutter right here in Nixa. It's going to be open during their hours. It's beautiful. Come check it out. Where's Coach Perry at? I see Coach Perry. We got Coach Perryman from the basketball team. We've got some baseball. You guys need to come get the gear to support these coaches, all right? Guys, give us a big round of applause for celebrating the team store.
Once again, welcome back to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. Of course, again, Price Cutter there. We're going to find out who that Player of the Week is coming up in just a minute. Hey, if you want more information, now you can sponsor something here with the Touchdown Club. We still have quite a few games left, right, guys? Lots of football left, as Coach said, all the way to Thanksgiving. so we can work out a package for you to be a part of this show and show your support for the program. We're gaining viewers each and every week. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, and of course, if you're watching this on Thursday night, you can always join us on Tuesday nights as we start the recording around 7 o'clock here at Big Whiskey's right here in Nixa. And again, what'd you have for dinner, Mike?
I had full rack of ribs.
Full rack of ribs. And Isaac, what'd you have?
I had some buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings? All right. Very, was it good? Yeah. All right. Outstanding. Well, welcome our seniors here. Number 49, Michael Turner. Number 12, Issac Frazier, defensive players. I just wanted to jump right in here with Michael. I've known your family, your mom and dad. I remember when you were running around church as a little kid, and so it's fun to see you mature here as a senior player, and you missed the first 3 games of the season. How did it feel to put the helmet on, strap up the gear, and get out there and get busy on Friday night?
It felt amazing. I was really disappointed that I had missed the first couple games, but the trainer said that I could come back this game, and I just tried to give it my all.
Well, I'll tell you what, you had a great night. 11 tackles, 5 assists, 2 sacks. And I think this is one of the sacks here. Let's watch this one. This is, I think Golson penetrates right off the bat. You come in and clean up. You're coming from the far side of the field, too. So Golson gets around him, stretch it, boom. There's Michael Turner, man. That's a big hit. Watch it from the end zone view here. You can see you're coming from clear across the field. What do you see during this play?
Well, this is a design blitz we had. I think it was white cross. And so Golson was coming off the edge, and I saw that, so I tried to go for his other shoulder, and Golson turned around and hit him.
Gosh, man, that's a big hit. Look at you looking at it. Here comes Golson in. Good shot, man. That's awesome. Well, so tell me something about this is your senior year at Nixa High School. You played football pretty much your entire life, right? So what is making this a special moment for you as you embark on this 12th year at Nixa High?
I think it's all the people that are around us, like all my senior friends. Isaac's out there with me, James out there. We got John and Antonio, all of them just being with me from the beginning, back in like 8th grade, whenever Jaden came over. It's great to just still be playing with all of them.
Price Cutter wants to give you a big steak. You okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
That sounds good. Well, he is our Price Cutter Player of the Week, Michael Turner, coming off the injury. And first thing now, making a huge impact when we need to be stopping that offense and allowing our offense to get on the field. You guys stepped up, and you having 2 big sacks. That was a big part of the night. So we appreciate it. Of course, again, a lot of your guys, Avon, 20 between tackles and assists, 26 tackles. Cody had 15, you had 16, so Antonio Perez, just a great defensive effort. But you know what? There's also these guys back there in the secondary. So let's go over here to Issac Frazier. Isaac, I understand you used to be a quarterback, and they moved you over to defense. It's kind of reminds me of the movie Remember the Titans, when Sunshine late in the game it kind of looks like Sunshine, right? Remember the Titans, and they had to put him in the second half at quarterback and end up winning the game. How's that transition been for you, and are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. Like Coach Smith was saying, defense is a lot more physical, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it.
So getting used to that position, I mean, obviously being on the other side of the ball, you kind of understand how important a quarterback can be from stopping a passing game. So as you guys get ready each and every week for Friday night, what is going through your mind as you look at game film, and how are you preparing for the receivers you may be lining up against?
Yeah, just watching a lot of film, and then every day we are running a lot of plays with our scout team and just watching all those.
And how long have you been a part of the program here at Nixa?
I've played all 4 years.
Yeah. So going into your senior year now, what's been the most magical thing that's happened so far?
Coach Smith coming over has been a real blessing to me. He's helped me a lot this year. Yeah, just being on the field and being a part of the victories has been a lot of fun.
So Michael, post high school, what's the big plans, dude?
I'm going to go to pre-med. I want to be in orthopedic position.
Wow, that's a big goal. I like that. How about you, Isaac?
I want to go somewhere local, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, big question. Tell me something funny about any coach on the team that just made you laugh or giggle or proud or anything fun. What do you got, Mike? Something fun.
Coach Richardson, last year, Coach Wing forgot Hunter Gibbs' name, so he would call him Craig all year long. So one time Coach Richardson came over and called Craig, and he just went off on him and just started yelling, and he just kind of backed off and was like, okay, sorry. And that was probably the funniest moment all year long.
I love it. Frazier, give me something, dude.
After the Republic game, we all sang Coach Smith Happy Birthday.
That's pretty cool. What? Well, guys, listen, we got a long way to go. A lot of big football games to go. Stay healthy, play hard, listen to your coaches. We appreciate all the hard work you guys are putting in. And let's give our seniors one more big round of applause and our player of the week from prize cutter, Michael Turner. We'll be back right after this message as we listen to a message from, I believe we're going to show the tribute from the 9/11 game last week. So let's check that out. We'll be right back here at the Coaches Show at Big Whiskey's.
You know, there's a lot of chaos surrounding everything right now, but it was cool to see people come together in remembrance of what happened on 9/11. Very humbling experience. It was really cool to be the one who got to represent the Marine Corps, and very humbling to see all the attendance and all the feelings. I was 6 years old when it actually happened. I was in school. They released us from school. You know, being 6, you don't really know what's happening. And I went to my aunt's house and watched it happen on TV. It was a shell shock. I mean, I don't think anybody in the country was ready for that day.
We would like to take a moment of silence in remembrance of 9/11. Please join us.
Having the entire audience be silent in that moment of remembrance, I feel like that was the instance that drove everybody's memories back to what happened. You know, and even if they were too young to remember the actual day, or they were never even born, you know, they've seen about it, they've heard about it, especially with all the news circulating about it. It was a unique opportunity to take everybody back to that time and kind of remember and honor the people who had fallen. Every American's responsibility to do something for the country. That doesn't mean you have to serve in the military, but it's important to remember where we come from, remember what we fought for, and remember that it's important that somebody always protects it. I just want to say thank you. Yeah, it was an awesome experience to be there.
Well, once again, welcome back to the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. And Coach, I wanted to show that video. I don't know if you saw it or not. It was the tribute video that Tom over at Nixa Schools made and what we did on the 9/11 game. I tell you what, 25 years at Nixa High School announcing games, one of my most proud moments that we've done. And we did some cool stuff in the past, but Zach Rance and his team really put together a nice program, and I wanted to showcase that. Coach, I forgot something. Greg here, the manager, you go over there and get those to those guys. They always give the players some free appetizers when they come back with their friends, and so thanks to Big Whiskies for doing that. And there they go. Coach is going to give them their gift certificates there. Okay, well, you know what, Coach? We got a kind of an announcement here. It's been out there a little bit due to what we were talking about the officials earlier. We have to move the game from Friday night to the Saturday night game. So we'll be on Saturday night, September the 25th, still at 7 p.m. So no Friday night football this weekend. We're going Saturday night football. That's going to interrupt your college football time, Coach, because you like to watch college football on Saturdays. Are you okay with that?
I gotta be.
Okay, just making sure. Well, Coach, we don't need to dive in a whole lot about Neosho. You know, they're having a tough year. And they're a good program, and they do spend money. They just got a new field down there. They got some great coaches, great community. But again, when we're looking at some of the scores, you got to always make sure that, hey, on Friday night, it's Friday night, or I guess Saturday night, but on any given Friday night, a team can come in ready to prepare and can whoop your butt.
Yeah, I mean, those are the scariest type of games, right? Because we've all seen Miracle on Ice, right? 1980. The U.S. hockey team was supposed to win. Buster Douglas, who was that, right?
Right.
Like anything can happen in athletics, and you know they've got a lot of really good players, you know, and they're doing a really good job of a lot of things. Now, you know, they've also played some of the best teams in the conference on the front end of it.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, they've not had the same schedule we had, so you know they've also had a tougher schedule than most folks in our conference. So, you know, they are an up and coming program that's doing a lot of things right, and we got to go out there and play. You watch the big tailback. I mean, he's pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying? He's hard to get caught when he gets out and loose. So, we're still more worried about ourselves and being the best that we can be than we are, who we play. We got to keep getting better, and if we do that, we're going to be okay.
Coach, we had a few penalties the other night, a few turnovers. This is another chance to perfect that, get better at not turning over the football, and not coming up with some of those uses.
No doubt about it, man. We have not played the perfect game yet, and we may never play the perfect game, but we are striving for it.
Well, Coach, we're excited about having a Saturday night game, and of course, if you can't make it Neosho, you can watch it live. Our live stream team does a great job. Jumping ahead just a little bit, Coach, we've got a game coming up here in a couple of weeks. I don't want to start talking about the Ozark game, but there is something that we do need to be talking about. I understand that you were in jail today. Is that correct, Coach?
I spent a little bit of time in jail after I had some pancakes and some French toast and eggs and sausage. But I did spend a little time in jail, but I had...
That sounds like prison.
It was really tough, but they do, like they said, they feed their folks in prison, so they got a good meal out of it, so it worked out all right. But I had already raised, before I had walked in there, I had already raised the amount of money that we had to have to get out, so thank you to everyone who donated for that. It was really awesome. And then we are still obviously trying to raise some more because I think it goes to a great cause, and the more we can raise, the better.
Coach, it really does. It's amazing. I happen to be involved through the Chamber of Commerce, a lot of conversation with Lisa Vs, knowing what Christy and Michelle and an entire team over there, what they need to do, and the volunteers. And coming up here next Tuesday night, so when we're recording the Coaches Show, Coach, we got to get a lot of people up here because a big portion of it goes back to Lisa Vs. It is going towards a competition between us and the Ozark Big Whiskeys. In addition to that, on the Friday night game at Ozark, it's time for the Can the Tigers normal fundraiser, and they're taking donations. This is a student council-led event with the cheerleaders assisting. We're going to bring some of those students in here coming up next week on the Coaches Show briefly to interview them a tad, but we want to make this about the community, and Lisa Vs does wonderful, wonderful things and has for a long time. So we need to get a big crowd. So everybody invite. Let's get this entire place full. Let's get the back room full. The weather will be nice next week. I already checked on it. So we get the patio full. Greg will get his service ready to go. But we need to get a big crowd in here. Can we count on that, Nixa, to really support Lisa Vs as they do a great job with their 3 persons for Christian Brown? Well, Coach, any final thoughts that you have going into, wrapping up Republic and getting ready for Neosho and the rest of the season?
We're just excited. We're excited for the type of kids we have, for the parents we have, for the people that support our program. The friends of the program are awesome. We got a great group of young men that everyone should be proud of because of the way they handle their business every single day in school, at practice, and hopefully in their home life as well. So we're excited to be a part of it.
Coach, we're excited about having you and all the coaches a part of the team. It's a new energy in Nixa. We appreciate it. Big thanks to our sponsors. Give them a round of applause. Jenkins CPA, Big Whiskeys, Price Cutter, and Greg's Mower Shop. We'll see you Saturday night in Neosho as the Eagles battle the Wildcats down there, way down there, but that's okay. And then we'll see you next week right here on the Coaches Show. Thanks for watching, and please share, and please consider being a part of the program here on the Coaches Show. Have a great week, everybody. And that's a wrap.